So it's T-minus 3.5 hours to Phuket. Getting excited. Cathay Pacific does not play around. They are very prompt with their time. I was like 2 minutes late to the gate and they had already boarded, so we made it. After a very long 20-hour flight, I finally made it to meet the group in Phuket, and we did a welcome dinner before going down to explore the Patong beach walk area, which is a very lively night, and we had a great time just getting to know each other. The very next morning, the first day of the tour, the first official day, we started our trip at Phuket Elephant Sanctuary, and this was one of the highlights of the trip for me, and what I was actually looking forward to the most out of the entire experience was seeing the elephants in their natural habitat. So highly recommend this as a stop if you are in Phuket. And it just so happens I lucked out and we actually got to do this experience on my birthday, so it ended up being such a wonderful day. We got to see some of the trainers working directly with the elephants, and each elephant is assigned their own trainer that they trust, and they're the one person that they trust most in the world. Now, an interesting fact, we learned that Phuket Elephant Sanctuary actually only has female elephants due to the high demand in male elephants because they can have babies up until old age, whereas women become infertile after around 50 years old and they give them up. On the night of my birthday, later that evening, the group did a little celebration for me, so shout out to my tour manager Hannah, and being able to celebrate with the group was definitely an experience. Later that evening, we got to count down and bring in the new year on the beach. Some of us let go of lanterns and just got to take it in and enjoy the fireworks with some of the locals. I will say the crowds did get a bit hectic, but we were able to make it out there safely. So we have just arrived in Contiki? I don't know how to say it. But the group went to get food and I decided to go to another restaurant. I wanted McDonald's. But yeah, I'm headed back to meet them now. Really excited to be on the next island and to see what this has to offer. We have a boat day tomorrow, so that should be super cool, but it's beautiful here. This has been an exhausting travel day. We were up at 6 a.m., got the 3.5-hour ferry. We just hiked up the hill to the Bayview Hotel. It is not for the weak, but the room is pretty awesome. They have this beautiful view overlooking the beach. The room is huge. I insert a little tour. But yeah, it's been an aggressive travel day. So moving from hotel to another hotel with a 6 a.m. start is pretty wild in itself, but we also have like a hike planned and then like a fire show. Everyone is completely exhausted. A lot of people are hungover, not getting electrolytes, pretty run down. So I'm not sure how many people are gonna make this hike, but it'd be cool to see. But I think my body is telling me to like sit down for a minute. So we'll see if I make it up for that.
The very next morning, we got to enjoy the boat day. Now, this was about a 7-hour booze cruise, and although I do not drink, we still got to enjoy it nonetheless. And we made multiple stops. First one being Monkey Island. We got to take a look, but careful not to get too close as they can be a little aggressive. And our next stop was Maya Bay. This was absolutely beautiful. While you cannot enter the water, there's a lifeguard on duty that will actually yell at you if you do. You can only go into about your feet. It's a great place for tourists to take photos and just take in the natural beauty. One of the highlights of this boat tour was catching the sunset that evening. I will say one disclaimer, while the water in Thailand is absolutely beautiful, they do have jellyfish. They call them sea lice. It's like jellyfish larvae and they're everywhere. So you will feel little stings on your skin when you enter the water, some worse than others. I had a pretty bad one on my face, but nonetheless, we pushed through and enjoyed the water for what it was. Our very last stop on our tour was Krabi, Thailand, and we got to stay in this beautiful 5-star resort. I got my own room, so I lucked out with that. And I think there's a hot tub on the terrace as well, so really, really beautiful location. The next day, we took a speedboat tour with multiple stops, and it was just really nice to be on the water again. We got to kayak and actually go through caves. Very tight. If you're claustrophobic, do not recommend, but the sights were really beautiful. Definitely worth it. We had great local guides to tell us all the information about the area. We also got to stop at James Bond Island. This was a really, really cool stop to sightsee, and we visited with locals in the village. We ended this evening at the night market, which was a great way to try a bunch of local cuisine, and we also got to see Muay Thai and boxing fights, which was a lot of fun. Our very last day, we got the opportunity to go rock climbing. This ended up being one of the most fun and amazing and rewarding, most accomplished feelings actually making it to the top. I remember being so nervous and scared, and the instructors were amazing, walking us through every step of the way. This was definitely one of my favorite parts of the entire trip.
Oh my gosh.
This was our last night before our farewell dinner. Shout out to Hannah again. She was absolutely incredible and we're so lucky to have her. We are in the Phuket airport on our way home, currently waiting for our flight. You can't check in until about 3 hours before, and Contiki dropped us off very early. So we are just waiting now. Hopefully we have a smooth ride home. I think my favorite part of this trip was probably Elephant Sanctuary and rock climbing, which surprised me because I didn't initially sign up for rock climbing, but altogether the trip was amazing. Saying goodbye to everyone was super sad and emotional, but yeah, I was definitely looking forward to traveling with Contiki again and hoping for a smooth ride home. If you like this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.